So coming into Vertigo, the expectations have to be more so looking at the Sinners side rather than fnatic, Jay.
I do expect that Sinners will have a decent basis to work from at the very, very least. Probably odds on to take the map up, in my personal opinion. fnatic going to have to rely heavily on what they have got prepped, and I guess we'll start to find that out as the map up goes on, so maybe we might get a bit better indication as to how well this new team will be able to perform. Flashes over for the pistol round, Sinners straight into that B site. Mezzi has stuck his way out of position, though Neofrag blinded up, jumping about, and Mezzi cannot get the kill to capitalize upon it. 3 pour in for the T side, a 3-on-2 advantage, as Alex finds at least a trade back, and the smokes come in as they vacate the B site.
This is a very late rotation coming through from Sinners after they got so much impact and so many opening kills up to B. They now start seeing if they can scramble the CTs. fnatic, they're still going to beat them on rotation and deal with Oscar.
2-on-2, they brought it back from a very awkward start of the pistol. Jakino going to keep his eyes on side alley as Alex tries to look out towards the open side or consider about the mid face. Jakino with an over-aggressive swing now leaves it all on Alex to become the retaker. Has spotted Neofrag, knows that B-Stick is somewhere on site, sees that shoulder bait as well. Got to isolate Neofrag, ideally B-Stick caught with damage, not quite the kill, and Sinners will recover on the A site defensive. Well held there from fnatic, but just not to be. The kills coming in so quick with just so efficient.
Sinners overcomplicated things ever so slightly in the pistol. They had an open B bomb site and really only needed to deal with rotations. Alex was still quite deep into the site itself rather than being up close and personal. And they start seeing if they can start faking out, playing some mind games. They rotate the bomb back up to the A side. They give themselves another great kill onto Jakino and pretty much just win the round from there. Alex could not get the clutch together. We'll see the force buy coming through. I am slightly worried with maybe some of the whiffs there from Mezzi starting on. I know it's very early onto Vertigo, but he was such a key entity on that last map.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that front. Mezzi was amazing for fnatic. He was one of 3 players that were amazing in that overpass performance. So to see him miss out on those USP kills, I mean, it is just a USP on a pistol round. That Vertigo now in his hand to try to dish out the damage from fnatic. Nades on, Brolin going to try to press here towards the scaff position. Mezzi going to get caught off, completely flash blinded by Zedko. Shock kill against him. Brolin does come up with a kill alongside Crims, but Shock and Zedko very quick to frag back. Alex has stuck his way in the back lines though. Zedko's going to get caught. 2v2 now. Smoke down to the left as a rifle does get picked up. And a gap and a smoke has also been found. Shock's not going to go up position.
Oscar's in a great position to be able to deal with Jakino, and Alex has got to try and clutch again. It's normally the same position of what happened in the last round. A lot of damage coming through at the Shock and just not peeking. The T's are just wasting time.
Yeah, so long as Shock does not peek it, then it doesn't give up a pixel, then Alex is going to be more than fine. He's hoping for some sort of position. Barely even seeing him. Nades up. Alex to take that damage. Swing back on Oscar. Not quite good enough. The weapon difference works better to the AK as Oscar makes it 2, and that positional advantage aids Sinners in there 2 rounds. And again, decent damage done by fnatic, but not enough to get the round together with the full spy involved. There's going to be eco.
Yeah, those Deagles up close behind the smokes on the B side actually did very well. Brolin and Crims being able to work together just comes down really to no individual fights in that last situation for Alex being won. And for Shock, he's just not peeking. He's not giving any advantage possible. And you have to have quite a fair bit of faith in your teammate to back you up on the crossfire when you have a situation like that.
Shock and ready to deal with all these players coming out from mid. It's a hard 5-man stack in for this for fnatic. Kill on Jakino, of course, started and finished by Shock. Sees Mezzi as well. He's waiting with a P250 on the off angle. A decent dink down, 6 points of HP. And Bron's going to try hunt for the player. Did Zedko see the barrel? Yes, he did. Means to maintain the life of Shock, at least for the temporary being. Crims can find that kill in the end, so there can be a rifle they could pick up, although it was dropped down lower ladder. And Crims knows that he can't make his way downstairs either. He's just going to hold on to that P250, look for another exit frag. See what we can get here in the post round.
I just hope that one of these T-side players get hungry and can catch off one of the rifles, if not just anything. Good frag coming in from Oscar, starting things off well with a good sign in from the T-side. 3-0 start for them. The one slight concern, maybe not so much so in this current situation, in this quarter context, it's just that Sinners pick Vertigo a lot. And what that does mean for a lot of the tier 1 opposition that's going to be facing up against them, Jay, they have a lot to look into and a lot of anti-stratting that can come through.
Yeah, rebuy involved for fnatic means that they can start to employ some of those anti-strats. Mac 10's into the AKs again. Fast damage being pulled out by the Molotov, and Mezzi can get a fast kill as well. Much better compared to his pistol and force by round performance. Crims can also play back up and deal with Neofrag overextending. A 5-on-3 as fnatic do look far better in the rifles than they did in the pistol and the conversion. Oscar can get one big bag, but it's responded to so effectively. Shock now on 8 points of health to clutch a 1v4.
Oh, that's more like it. That's what we want to see coming out from fnatic. Solo defense to start off from Ezzy out on the B side, bring that rotation forward of Brolin, and then crossfires are just getting set. More T side players start to fall. Shock can't even find anything to the end of the round. fnatic claim their first. They were able to recover one of those AKs, so Crims will have that upgrade going into round 5. It's just the amount of CTs that stayed alive there.
Yeah, they really did a decent enough job. And so confident out from fnatic, and again, a hell of a way to get started with the guns. Now that Sinners have just been wrecked like that, forced by. We'll see the full guns back in for the T sideline. Galil out for Neofrag, however, does not make it a fully fledged rifle round. Limited by that factor. Versus the AK saved in the AWP out for Jakino now, and the M4 is also rebought by fnatic. Incendiaries and nades up, and Jakino trying to find that early frag into the ramp default. The first time we've seen a ramp default from Sinners. They've gone B-centric and mid-centric so many times here.
They really have, and that's so non-meta to come through, because it's normally ramp take after ramp take after ramp take, and for Sinners it is as well. Now realizing, okay, the B succession wasn't that great in the last round. Let's try and just start our default. Nade coming down from Mezzy out from the B stairs, just going to try and push players away. It's Shock with an aggressive solo walk play out from mid, and Oscar now gets a pick too.
Jakino falling with the AWP. I think a gap in that smoke gave up the angle for the T-side AWP. Oscar was the difference maker in the early game for Sinners in that last map. fnatic realizing this, have got to try to find a way to deal with him. Very aggressive from Jakino, however. He was out in the open, which kind of gave up the position. Zedko took some damage, I think, on rotate back over from the B side. Probably dropped off into the main entrance. Alex going to try to find a flank angle here at side alley. Oscar still going to try counteract it as Brolin forces forward. Catching off B-stick. Flash back out. Will get out of dodge reposition. Alex going to get caught by Shock at the center of the site. And Alex just still looking away from that position. Gave up the frag pretty easily. Near frag following forward. Mezzy in a 1v4.
I wonder what the mental game is going to be like here for fnatic. They claim their first round. It looks very solid. Everyone's delivering individually. They all hold their ground. Then they go into the follow-up, and they're just getting destroyed on a default, aren't they? They already lose a couple of early contacts before a site hit is even thinking about. Messi out from ladder's now been seen, so the hunt can come through for the last couple of T-side players. Make sure no rifles get saved in at all. And it's just Shock walking out mid. Get that first pick. Oscar, AWP, VULP, duel up from ramp. And it's a 5-on-3 before you even know it.
He's gone around to come and gone very, very quickly here. It's always just been a case of those first few frags to decide it all. Because there's no trades. And that's something we praised fnatic for so much on their CT side over on the early game of Overpass. Seeing that not come through here on Vertigo might become a concern. Forced by back in for them here at Deagle and SMG to be limiting parts on Alex and Brolin. Alex with the SMG, Brolin with the hand cannon. Jakino back on the AWP here. He was one of the bottom players for fnatic in the first half of that last map and during the last map itself. It's got to get that big green rolling. They really need that AWP to have impact.
They know that Alex is aggressive. Actually just starts spamming the smoke. That drops the bomb. He needs more assistance, and he's got it from Jakino. Yeah, Neofrag caught that bullet to the leg here, so good shot. Sin Shock gives up a shoulder to Crims. That's an easy enough pick for him to go forward. Alex the SMG. Neofrag's going to fall pretty easy. The second player that might become the concern. And he almost gets that triple up. USP pull down instead as he runs out of ammo and flicks directly to the head of Zedko. fnatic, all 5 alive. And again, these rounds just go so one-sided with the guns out. Well, I like the intent from fnatic there. They're sort of saying, okay, let's take matters into our own hands. Rather than give him a lot of respect, we actually want to get up close and personal. We'll try and get that SMG down ramp, have that crossfire set with the AWP. Great first pick coming through as that smoke just starts to fade for Alex. And then he's got the support. The leg comes through from the AWP, doing further damage. And Alex, he just double dips. Again, so quickly into this, the AWP's out, firing away for Oscar, Deagle's Tech 9s and such in Viciners. Of course, they're also forcing the issue with 2 guns in, and that being it. AK on Neofrag. Joining the ramp default here with the automatic. Utility in, flash forward for Alex to take his own face, this time on the AK as opposed to the upgrade SMG. Gets back out of dodge though, expecting the Sinners might account for him this time. The Sinners don't have the best of buyers at all. Yeah, you've got the AWP and the AK out. It's what is around it that is slightly weak. And for fnatic, this is now an opportunity for them where they can start retaking this ramp position, try and see if they can force Sinners over to that B site. And Messi could be down to him again to try and see what he could do on the hold. Done okay with the gun in his hands. Only 2 frags to him. Might need backup from Crims again, which that one-bar combo was great towards the B defensive in previous.
Up against Pistols here. Flash is going to catch him completely blinded. They see Mezzy. I don't think Beastic did. He'll actually isolate Crims. Catch a lot of damage. That Oscar can finish off with a wallbang on an AWP. Neofrag turns that AK into success. And Alex falls down to the big green gun of the T-side line. Giacchino in a 1 versus 4. Wow, okay. We're just going back and forth with this one, aren't we?
Yeah, we are, and that's only going to hurt Fnatic more with the economy state at the CT side. Loss bonus just going up, down, up, down, up, down. And for Sinners, just playing with a lot of freedom in that round there. Great take of the B site. Mizzy only getting 1 out from quad. The AWP even getting hunted. There should be no way Giacchino starts holding onto it. Missed shot comes out. Easy kill in from the Deagle. Sinners up to 5. Fnatic in a position where money, 2,400 loss bonus. Mizzy can't buy. Giacchino can't buy. Crim's kind of the same. They really need to eco here. Might see 1 hero rifle. That's pretty much it, though.
The tactical timeout coming in from Fnatic because they realize they can't keep going on like this. They can keep forcing, but if they keep getting responded to, then the forces are going to get worse and worse, and Sinners will eventually find their way in with a simple enough round and a simple enough dominating T half. Fnatic, no, they can't really afford that here. They need to get a decent buy-in and then to find themselves in with the victory on that round. Will they opt to go for the force or will they save for the full guns?
I don't think they force it here. Only because it's still too early. You're not in a situation where there's a lot of pressure on. You don't mind being on the back foot in this early segment. And just think about your next opportunity. That next gun round going into round 9. So we will see some light upgrades. Crim's going down to about 2k on the investment. Deagle's upgraded pistols, seeing if they can do damage in round 8.
Shock's walking forward to the AWP. Zedko's AK is going to be right behind him. Start swinging up, looking for positions, and Mezzy seen there. Decent shot to do damage. The nade will finish the job. Easy kill. Again, they will have Crim to try and respond towards it. Brolin's right behind him as well. Flashbang, keeping the T-side players blind. Shots connecting damage, no kills against the Sinners side. 2 frags, 3 frags going their way. Oscar deals with a backstab. Giacchino, 1v5.
And Sinners aren't really doing anything out of the ordinary on T side. We're just seeing quite a lot of defaults and just site executions over to the B side. Have not seen much up to A at all. We occasionally see that ramp default where they put pressure on, they look to take some jewels. In terms of the cross smokes and Xing on A, it hasn't been. It's just been B, B, B.
Outside of that 1 rotation round where they got B and rotated out of A after scrambling the CT rotations. Sinners have gone B site every single time, you're right. Fnatic might have to bolster up that site, and the question is when are they going to start getting a beat as what's going on. Like, they know that there's some ramp defaults involved, so they've got to be a bit more careful about the complexities of what Sinners have in their default executions. How are they going to break the T side though? Double AWPs coming in for both teams.
Well, then they need a change up for their B site anchors, and that's what Mezzy's going to change. He's going to bring an AWP over to B. Whether they need to get aggressive out from the B stairs or even out to ramp and start taking map control away, because them being passive on B isn't helping the situation at all.
Shock still finds Crims at the opening pick out, aggressive in towards that mid control. Alex falls towards Neofrag, and suddenly those AWPs becoming the main 2 factors of Fnatic. A 5v3 already for Sinners.
Jeez, so much pace out of nowhere. And Sinners, they have slowed it down, so they've got very good variation in terms of how aggressive they want to get. And for Fnatic, this might just be a gamble stack. Just rotate over to mid and B and just give up A completely.
Starting to make their way out of the A site, so there should be an easy enough take for Sinners if they want to commit towards it. If they go towards that B play, those where things will get interesting. But even then, 2-man advantage. 2 AWPs to catch off guard. They miss 1 shot, and that could be the end of their lives. Neofrag and B-Stick will continue pressing the issue up at ramp, however, so it indicates to me it's going to be the A play. There's virtually no presence on the B side at all.
Yeah, they've just got to save. Unless there is some absolute late rotation, fake on A and bring the bomb B, Fnatic aren't going to find anything into round 9.
Okay, it's the timing for Sinners here. How long are they going to wait this one out? I think with Zedko rotating back from the stairs angle, we'll grab that bomb and try to push it in with the rest of Sinners here. Let's get that plant to kill this round, make it a simple enough affair here if we get that 7-2 on the board. And a much more one-sided effort from Sinners by comparison to Fnatic's first half over on Overpass. Looking good for their map pick.
Yeah, very much so. And for Shock, even looking to see if he can answer out from mid, it's some of the exit kills and just the way in which they're able to just drop and keep that economy so low for Fnatic.
They've had tons of money problems in this entire series thus far. It's not too shocking. See this as being a problem for fnatic. Two weapons in on Mezzi and Brolin have got to hold on to these. Jakino had also held the ult. There would have been a basis to potentially force around here. They're on max loss bonus, I believe. For now, just Brolin going to sit back and wait for the T side. Maybe get some exit frags. It is risky, however. Both players could be in the sightlines of the AKs. The flashes in from Neofrag, going to go for these exits. M4 wins that first fight. Struggles to get that second. We'll go tumbling off the building. And Mezzi barely keeping his weapon in check here. Don't think they'll get to him in time. Indeed, Sinners will take 7. fnatic. I don't think a buy's on the table here.
Nah, not really. You can upgrade some pistols on the max round loss bonus with the AWP being saved in. And I guess this is a conversation starter that we need to start getting into, Jay, is Jakino. He's had a bit of a shocker in this best of 3. What has he had? 10 kills, 14 deaths out on map 1. He is only 3 and 8 here in map 2. He's had the orb in his hands quite a few times over the course of both map 1 and map 2. Hold that for a minute, because Sinners are going quick.
And Alex can't do anything to stop him here. Pick up found easy by Neofrag, Crimson, Brolin, and Jakino with the pistols on the site. Mezzi's on rotation. Should get here relatively soon. It's all down to these Deagles seeing what the damage that you can do here. Neofrag spotted, baits out, shots rigging out. Damage is being done, but the kills are not coming in for the CT side. Finally, Mezzi with a pick on Neofrag. Jakino falls in turn, and Crim still set to the site. Blind behind the smoke shot, still finds Mezzi. And Crims has not really got much left here. His best bet is to go back for that orb, grab it, and save.
And no one's that aggressive from this T side. They might go hunting later into the round. The chance of Crims being able to hold on to this AWP looks decent. Zedko now moving forward. He's stuck in City Spawn now.
Crims just trying to get back out of dodge here. Keep his head tucked away. Himself away from Zenko's position. We'll hear those footsteps. We'll hear the AWP firing back. Of course, there's no chance to get the defuse in. Molotovs from the players in the back lines of the site. Maybe there could be an exit frag from Oscar. Come on, Crims. Come on, Crims. No, he's just going to let him go. No exit. No way. Keeps the AWP at least.
You know what? That's probably quite a good decision, because let's just think about this for a moment. If he whiffs that first shot, the chance of Oscar just doing a 90-degree or a 180 turnaround and just finding the connection is probably there. So instead, your main objective is to hold the orb. Yeah, it'd be great to get some exit damage. You have a look at the money, though, and think to yourself, is one kill going to make a big difference at all? Because everyone who's got 8 grand or more, we're only going into round 11. There's not many rounds left in this half.
AUG on Crims, finding Shock, kicking things off on the right foot. Advantage for fnatic. Much better start by comparison, finally punishing some of that entry frag aggression out towards the mid control. Alex will also look for a spray through the smoke, and he's seeing Neofrag above on the boost. Hear those footsteps coming in. The AWP, Jakino will not strike. B-Stick should be seen. Alex, gets the dink, but the M4's not good enough to get the kill.
Jakino peeks back in to deal with B-Stick, so they keep the man advantage, and Brolin's thinking about aggressing out from Ali. Decent work out from the ramp contact, and now for Sinners, they're regrouping and looking to go out to the B stairs.
Got Mezzi and Crims on the B site again. This dynamic duo has been great at holding the defensives. Been a bit hit and miss so far in this one, but at least Mezzi gets Zedko down to 32 points of HP. Can he get the kill alongside Crims? Crims going to fall very far forward, get Brolin as the third man of the site. Smokes involved, suppression down to the CT forces, just going to stall time against Sinners, continue to push bullets against them. 12 HP for Zedko now.
There's no point saving in this position for the T side. They might as well still have a commitment with it. The problem is they've used so much util to get themselves out of the B stairs, and they just could not push forward. With all that cannon utility, with all that spam coming back, they have to move over to ramp and move into the orb.
You know, hit one shot. Run boost, Flick has seen the man, Jakino falls back smartly, gets back up to arrive instead, knows that they're going in for some sort of ramp play, must hear all those footsteps as well. Third man's coming up, Jakino's got to hit this first shot. Zedko to give up the ghost, swing back for the second pick's not quite good enough. Neofrag responds, get the bomb down pretty open here, nades will be evaded at least, but he burns and does fall anyway, so Oscar to fall back and save, time's too low, Sinners will concede one back to fnatic.
A beautiful utility usage from the City side. You've got the incendiary burning Neofrag and the HE that comes in. The bomb almost down, a few ticks away, doesn't happen at all. There's no chance of even that clutch being created for Oscar. So the third round gets won by fnatic. So far though, Jay, it's been a lot of individual rounds on this CP basis. They'd love to be able to get a streak going.
I think they might need to get a streak going to try and make this a decent half and a decent map at that. 8-7 is still doable going into the second for fnatic. Also, they've got to get that far first. Dinks on towards Zedco, tagged to 11 points of health. Mezzy, that nade, if it's placed right, could catch that player off. Zedco's going to retreat pretty heavy, and indeed he would be able to do so. So kept away from that opening frag, and has maintained the 5v5, if a little harmed.
The early utility chip damage could do some further into the round. Giacchino with Brolin. Haven't really seen fnatic retaking a lot of this ramp control. This is going to be the first time in a while.
Brolin needs to get this kill on Oscar, and indeed he does. Advantage, B-Stick responds towards him, gets a double up, and the AWP of Giacchino falls back, waiting for teammates to come up to position and support in the 4-on-3 for Sinners. Molotovs will drive him even further away. Off the bomb site, back out of main. Zedco thinking of his swing, 11 points of health for him to do so. Flashbang turning away from Giacchino. Sees one player, sees him back up, missing his shot. Needs to catch B-Stick in the backside. And he does get it to a 3-on-3.
Oh, Neo frag answering up to Crims. They can try and get that bomb down again, and Shock even peeks into the AWP, meaning that Mezzy's the last one left. 1v3 situation. Yes, Zedco is incredibly low. How is he going to be able to isolate all of these fights? He's got a kit, he's got a smoke to work with, and for Sinners, they are still quite aggressive onto the side, all just cross-firing on one another. Mezzy might be able to get away with one kill. That doesn't even happen. Neofrag finding a couple. And geez, I wonder if fnatic brought their sunglasses today, because they are just, they're not seeing anything, are they? Like, you have a look at how many flashes are coming through with the utility. There are so many jewels where they cannot see a thing. They are trying to push forward and retaking that ramp control, and as soon as they do, see how many flashes come through for the T side.
Well, it is cloudy out today in the UK. I'm not sure what the vision and precipitation is like over in Sweden, but you have a point there. fnatic just don't know where to go with these. I mean, they had such a great start as well. Dink down on Zedco. They had the information towards that. They couldn't capitalize on that kill. Giacchino missed a couple of crucial shots. Tunnel vision by the players that swung out. I don't know why Crims was as aggressive as he was. On the A defense, fnatic starting to run out of ideas and run out of rounds in this half. Could be a one-sided affair for Sinners to try and back on the map too. Is it all in the T side for fnatic? If it is, it's going to be a hell of a comeback to do so. I have my doubts as to whether or not it would even come up to fruition, especially if we see like a 12-3 half. That's a worst-case scenario at this stage. And with fnatic being on 2 SMGs, that's plausible.
Now, Alex making a lot of noise, getting aggressive out from ramp. Does deal with that first player. Can he get back out of safety? There's a fair bit of spam coming through. Nade as well. He's still somehow alive.
Still somehow 57 HP. I would have thought he would have been naded and sprayed up to hell, but no. Maintains at least half his health bar. Forces Sinners back with that kill. All important. And now into Mezzy's hands, the M4. And the off-angle could line up two, and indeed he does, but only gets one frag for it. B-Stick on 17 is tradable. But at least Sinners have not allowed this round spiral completely out of control. SMGs against B-Stick will be enough to get out the damage, and Crimson is expecting this here. Waiting and baiting. Sinners yet to strike.
Oh, that was a decent hold from Mezzy. Doing a lot of damage, getting away with one kill. Off angle out from the B stairs. Sinners have now taken back ramp. They've still got so much time, and they're just trying to bait a mistake. They're forcing an over-aggressive move. The AWP out to Ali has got to get flashed off, you'd have to expect.
They're going to use it. Is B-Stick going to peek alone? Can Giacchino time well against the flash? No, his teammate's going to peek forward. Instead, Alex gets his kill. Neo frag with a responsive. Giacchino might not be detected, and indeed he's not. Bomb dropped Oscar in a 1v3. Or back in his hands, but caught off by Braun on his swing back out over towards Rab. And fnatic will steal one back here as they get their fourth.
Now, Alex just doing a lot of damage early on, holding his life, and out to that alley entrance, you've got two CTs in close quarters, and Sinners are just going quite dry in the approach. They catch the first player, get that trade-off, not expecting the AWP to be there, and even for Brolin, just allowing his teammate to really be the bait and to draw the attention over from Oscar, come back in, allow fnatic to find their fourth, and allow themselves to follow up.
Sinners into round 14, still have the buy-ups, of course. The money's going to be a little bit limited if they lose this round. For now, it's full guns out and damage done to Giacchino. Alex, pretty far aggressive. Zedco, the adjustment to Mezzy. Alex does get caught as well. 5-on-3 situation. Sinners, again, so effective with these opening frags, and there's no trade potential for fnatic.
Just mad stuff really coming through for the Sinner side. Individually, they look impeccable out here on the T side. So many advantages coming through. Even getting the information of where the AWP is playing out from mid. Taking this ramp control, just going to be a lean into A.
And Beastic gets his kill on Jakino. 2 left in Brolin and Crims. Nades up on plant, should be secured here. Beastic gets his kill on Brolin. It's a 1v5 for Crims. M4 outswing in Beastic, makes it a triple and makes it 10 for Sinners.
Wow, just sweeping the floor with them in that last round, and now going into round 15, money's just not there at all. We're going to see a full investment, of course. They're going to buy it down completely. It's not going to be pretty. We're not going to see the AWP out. We're going to see an SMG for Alex. We're going to see a for Mars Samezi. Deagle even coming through for Brolin. And Sinners. Everyone is holding their weight. Even for Zedko, he's down at 7 kills and 7 deaths. He's had his moments too on T-side when necessary.
And the stars of everybody else here on the Sinners side, however, fnatic trading places in the stats and numbers game with what Sinners were doing over on Overpass. Zedko picks up 1. Neo frag is low, so Alex can get a responsive with the SMG back in his hands. Smoke out a connector, can look for that rifle as well, alongside Crimmins finding Beastic in the back lines of Platt. So 4 on 3. fnatic need a bit more, however, to work with this. Nades on towards Crims. Deagle up for Mars, picked up by Brolin. Zedko doesn't check. Easy spray. Double up is even possible as well. And it looks like fnatic, much like Sinners, will end off this half on a high. 1v3 for Shock.
Another 10-5 half. It is going to be the other way this time around, rather than fnatic into the lead. And for Shock, 1v3 situation. He's got some nades, he's got the time, he's got the bomb, so there are some positives. Jakino down low on 20 points of health. Still a very difficult situation, and for fnatic, they're so passive. They're so disciplined in the matter to not give up individual duels.
If Shock was like hard carrying Sinners right now, if he was doing what Oscar was doing in the early part of the first map, then fine. I'd give him credit to at least hold some credit in the clutch. He's got to isolate each individual duel, though, and Brolin actually isn't going to be the first man to get up the ghost here, but not even going to come forward. Spray continues. 10-5 for the Sinners side as they hold going into the CT half after the break. The roles have been swapped. A mirror held up to fnatic, down in a 10-5 scoreline, much like how Sinners were down in that first map up. The parallels can continue to be drawn here, Blake. The question is, will the parallel of the final scoreline also be drawn here on our second map of the series? Can Sinners take us to a third? Our fnatic on for a comeback is their T-side pistol now to decide all.
Out to the B stairs very early on. You've got Zedco as the only anchor to be dealt with for their CT side. And for fnatic, they're being so silent in their approach. They're walking up and gaining some decent map territory.
Much more passive setup from Zedco as well. Mezzi wanted to go a bit more aggressive when he was on the B defensive. Zedco flashes over, clock in. LeBron looks around, sees Zedco in his own right, gets that opening frag. All important as well. Needs a double up. B-stick tagged, near frag. Caught Alex with that krill credited. 5 on 3. Sinners on for the retake with the defuse kit on Shock.
They've got players up close and personal. For fnatic, they're not completely over-aggressing the matter. They're playing the numbers game and establishing the crossfires.
Yeah, Crim's backstab's going to be important in this one. You can see him out there on the X-ray there towards the mid-control. Giacchino finds B-stick, clears up another player. Looking for Oscar as well. Oscar with one trade back and responsive. Crim's start leaning in as Shock and Oscar take damage. Trades coming in for Alex. And now Crims can complete their backstab to secure the round for fnatic.
Just everything going right there for fnatic. They get the nades down into the site itself. Yeah, one of the mollies does get extinguished by the smoke that goes in, and it just comes down to those entries. Being able to open up the bomb site, give themselves a 5v3. They've got that late lurk out from mid to be able to cut the rotations and get off into the backlines, pull all the attention forward. And I like, too, that for fnatic, even with the two-man advantage they had, they didn't just press into CT. They didn't just keep taking fights. They slowed that round down, and it allowed so much more control to be found.
fnatic, an all-important pistol survivor round now to convert it in against Sinners is forced by. It's going to be the next big concern for these guys. And you can tell that they realize the importance of winning this round because they're hyper-passive, expecting Sinners to try and make a play here. They won't do so as of right now. Their aggressive position is really in the mid-control of this crossfire, Shock and B-stick. And Brolin might finally get what's going on. Had his head ducked down, so that shot from Shock will miss out. Are they ready for B-stick next up? Brolin, apparently not. Takes a bullet to the head and falls first.
Crim's not really in the best of positions to swing out wide to get that trade back. They might not clear out this left-hand side. Oh, Shock's going to do it and even get the headshot again. 5 on 3. There's not even a lick of damage done to this CT basis.
Well, Deagles reign supreme. Definitely where you want to be here for Sinners here. Fantastic kills from B-stick and Shock, and just fnatic caught so far off guard. There was the potential in the sense that they might have been able to not check that position, and then maybe fnatic could have well out on that particular fight, but B-stick wins out against Alex next up with another Deagle kill. Swinging outside alley, still no damage done. 3 casualties untraded by fnatic. B-stick makes it a triple on for the quadra, not quite. Mezzi trades, but there's so much information now for the Sinners. So many players for Mezzi to deal with, and he's just got no chance.
Well, that may be the sickest Deagle round and Deagle sequence from B-stick that I've seen from him in a while. That was so clean. The way that they just slow-walked into those angles, the way that they allowed themselves to win as many advantages as possible. And for fnatic, they're just trying to set up a mid-default. They're just trying to get out from ramp, and instead, all they're doing is just getting picked off by the force buy.
Sinners find themselves right back in control of this fnatic now, knowing they're on a significant back foot. Smokes and flashes in. B-stick going to continue looking up here with his FAMAS and just burst fire against fnatic, who should be on the force by. Sinners will probably read this as well. Potential to fall to the Deagles all the same, but their own economy is in an absolute wreck for the T side. Sinners are the ones that hold the advantage.
fnatic need to do the exact same of what Sinners did in that last round. And working with Deagles, they've got some slight utility to work with, and even for Sinners out from ramp, they're not exactly making all the aggressive peaks. Not the best of smokes to come through from the bottom of ramp. It does allow B-stick to take some damage. They actually want to take these fights, though.
You know, drops. Alex drops. The frag on for the triple. Doesn't quite make it work against the next player peeking behind the box. And Sinners will fall back away instead. Wait on the site itself. Give fnatic a bit of breathing room, but also maintain position and not allow these Deagles to find overly aggressive CT players. Neo frag. Spray continues. Crim's caught off on a different angle. The triple not quite found by the man. Sinners just hold down the defender. They should be able to clean up fnatic pretty easily.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine so. Just the numbers that they've got up on this A site, what comes forward. Brother at least finds out first. There's even someone out for the sandbags. They've got no idea. No molly to be able to clear out B-Stick, and Sinners just deal with that force buy very effectively. Get themselves up to 12. I think we were pretty much the exact same scoreline. Actually, on Overpass went 12-6, then went 13-6, and then it was pretty much over from there. I can't imagine fnatic bring too much more to the table in the second half on the T side just by the deficit they've put themselves in.
Yeah, very similar situation to that last map. Very similar scenario with just the nature of the scoreline deficit, with the comeback that Sinners have got to choke essentially against Fnatic to make happen. Oh, those nades. Oh, those nades. And this round is over. Easy, easy pickings for Zedco and Oscar. It was an eco for Fnatic, so there's always that notion that, yeah, it doesn't mean too much. But just to be wrecked on that particular respect, you would have hoped there would have been some resistance from the T side.
Well, you know how you get all the nade placement videos up on YouTube? People saying, oh, this is the best HE. Mate, download that demo and look at where all three of those HEs came in from. They were pinpoint precision. Every single one just did mass damage onto the walkout in mid.
There's the Fnatic decimation. A bonus round for Sinners with a plenty of cash to work with on the CT side. When do you see a bonus round that looks this good for the CTs? Like, unbelievable. And it does detriment Fnatic here. Even if they get this round together, any damage put out by Sinners is going to be a bonus. If they get the round itself, that would be a bigger bonus. Mezzi can force back on Oscar, at least here the second player up there as well at the top of the stairs. Can't isolate that pick. It's just a start out for him. Alex to follow up. Can't hold his own double.
Shock is actually holding his ground out from ramp, dropping that bomb, getting the information, see if they could draw Neofrag out into the open too. He could actually get a backstab in because they're leaving ramp.
He sees nothing of the T side, so he will be aware of this. Is he going to go for the gun, or will he just go for the secrecy? He's going to go secrecy in this one, continue creeping back downstairs. Brolin could catch him. Zedco going to wait, and Neofrag does get caught off guard. Now they can wrap their way right back around towards the A site. Zedco maybe on with a decent read here, but Fnatic, they've got pick of the litter. They can go where they want.
And when you think about the recent performances that Sinners have had here on Vertigo, they've played South and Saves in their last couple of games, you might be able to catch the T side not looking at a backstab. It's when you play a team of the caliber of a Fnatic where you try and make some cheeky plays, you think, oh, I've got a nice backstab in, you're going to get red on upon. That was such a nice and simple move for Brolin that, okay, we're going to start making a move out to the B stairs. Let's just keep our eyes ever so carefully on the backstab in case it comes in.
That backstab will get dismantled by Zedco. Flanked and counter-flanked, and Brolin snuck past him. Flashbang in over a scaffold, indicate where he's going here. The incendiary on the default plant position. The bomb not even planted for default either. Just got to fall back and save the AK. There's no real opportunities for Zedco. He's just got to keep his weapon. And concede 7 to Fnatic. They're not quite done in this one just yet. Sinners not out of the woods.
In hindsight, though, we did discuss it is a bonus round. So, yeah, they do lose it. They hold on to an AK. Sinners aren't going to be absolutely thrilled and go, yeah, boys, we did a lot of damage onto the bonus round. They probably won't have that sort of attitude. You still look at it and go, okay, they've got a couple of picks. Now they're going to get the good round forward. Now we're going to see the AWP coming through for Oscar. Might even see a double AWP setup coming through. Maybe B-Stick picks it up. Maybe Shock picks it up. That's opportunity. And for Fnatic, they're going to know that they have to bring something in this next round. Otherwise, once they get up against the strong rifles, they're going to be in for a difficult time.
The tech pause involved now for this freeze time. Finding out the details of it in a moment's time here. Right now, I wouldn't be shocked if it was a tactical for either side. If it was Sinners, you know, just to go in with this next round and just figure out what the strategy is to break Fnatic. They only need a couple more good rounds. Fnatic to keep themselves on track and not allow the mentality to get out of control, and also to make sure that they're on track if Fnatic do lose this one. The economy is not there, so they're going to have to come up with something a bit deeper and a bit more poignant in round 21. AKs versus double AWPs. Shock and Oscar. Let's see what they can do.
That's a nice nade to start off from Zedco. You get quite aggressive out for the B stairs, and well, Chiquino just takes the fight onto Neofrag. The damage already done up to this T side. Alex down to 32 points of health. And what I'm liking about Sinners is they go aggressive out from the ramp take, get their first pick, and then they go continue aggressing forward. Oh. Messi does find a pick onto B, so that opens up.
Gives Zedco a taste of his own medicine, if you will. And B's completely open and there's no real CT directly defending this. The player out towards mid is extended. The AWP of Oscar will get back here though. Is anyone going to smoke this cross or flash it off? They'll jump face instead and get the info on Oscar. Eventually put that smoke down, but the bomb will also go down as all.
Hey, I wonder if the retake is going to be on here. There's a fair bit of utility to work with. It's the players tagged up, and Sinners, seems like they're getting out of it. They're not really that interested. They go to themselves, we're 13-7 up. Is this the best chance we have at getting our 14th? No. Let's hold on to our weapons, keep our economy strong, and just buy back into the next and give Zedco a weapon, or he can even buy himself.
They know as well that Fnatic's economy is going to be in the toilet right here, so even if, you know, they know that Fnatic could get a chance to build if they let all the weapons fall. Any damage is good damage for Fnatic, and Sinners just don't give him any. That one kill, that's fine. Zedco can reinvest. We keep a strong buy. Fnatic will have a strong buy as well, but we have the cash investment. We have the money, economical advantage. They do not. And you can see how that will affect things on the rebuy. Bron's got to buy a full set of utilities, so has Alex. Chiquino's obviously got to get a weapon out. Might get dropped by one of these players. Yeah, AWP in for him. Fnatic. Still harsh on my line here. They've got to connect the second round.
There's that double up setup coming through from Sinners. I thought we may have seen it in the last round. Didn't come through. Now they know, okay, round 22 will give Shock that secondary orb. Messi was doing a little bit of it in the first half when he was playing Bianca. Now Shock's going to do the same thing.
It's in. Damage done to Alex. Follow up HG. Doesn't quite dish out the same damage for B-Stick. Cannonades and Fnatic will force him back, which is going to be their main concern with that. It would have been nice if those nades had done some chunky onto the HP bars. Not to do for Sinners here, just playing behind these smokes, playing out the default Fnatic, trying to gain some map control.
Sinners keep prodding up to the ramp defensive, putting some more utility down, a couple of pop shots through the tops and from the smoke itself. Alex is get forced quite aggressively into the scaffolding position itself. Getting closer to a minute on the clock, and for Fnatic, they might just use this ramp take into an A-side Xe.
Latches in, B-Stick out of dodge, AK Brolin, spraying through, seeing one individual, and going to continue to suppress that player back. B-Stick and Neofrag, now joined by Oscar as the three-man defense towards the A-side locks in. Will Fnatic commit to this?
But they have to. They don't have a mid-lurk, they don't have anyone out for the B-side. Everyone's in ramp.
Brolin swings out, looks back to side alley, struggles with that spray, but gets it together regardless. B-Stick to full, 30 seconds on the clock. Neofrag up at the boost, nades on, that could catch a bit of damage. Aquino evades most of it. That bomb going to get planted and the AWP lands another frag. Neofrag to full. And a 5-on-3 that I think Sinners want to save on again here. The money's still okay. So with 2 orbs and an M4 staying in, they can get another buyback, and that's what they're thinking. Yep, save call. Give Fnatic a 9th.
Yeah, money is still in the tank when it comes to the reserve for Zedco and Oscar. So yeah, we'll just buy it again and just keep buying. And this is the luxury that Sinners have got with the money that they've saved in, is when they look at a round where it doesn't really look that feasible, we'll just back off and we'll buy again. We've got the money to work with. Loss bonus is now starting to get up there. What we are noticing, though, for Sinners is struggles in the rifle rounds on the CT basis, something that wasn't quite there in the first half.
Four rounds to go for Fnatic. Things are starting to pick up on the pace. You're right about how flat they looked in the first half. Sinners are still only a couple of rounds away from shutting Fnatic back down, though. Still at the advantage on the CT forces. We need to see Fnatic finding an equalizer before we really have this comeback on. They know it as much as we do. Sinners know it all as well. Orpin a shotgun challenge on Crimson ladder room. Great kill. Crims had no idea it was coming.
Got no support in terms of util. Zedco even making a pick over the top of the smoke. Bait coming in to get the AWP even further aggressive. I'm surprised Oscar's playing this close up and personal, knowing they've already got themselves a 5v3.
Try hunt for even more picks. Alex is about to swing in. B-Stick sees him, gets his kill. 2 left for Fnatic, and this is what I was talking about here. Sinners one good confident round and set themselves back up with 2 to go to the win. Beastic will at least be traded, but gets away with a dink on his way out. Brolin, 7 points of HP, dealt with by Neofrag's HE. Jacquino, an impossible clutch for him to take. He might get an exit, but another dink to 1 point of health. Like, there's no way.
Not at all. You'd have to imagine that this is going to be difficult. You've already got a backstab coming in from Ramp. Double AWP still in on this A defensive and on that backstab through. Jacquino all relying down on these individual picks. And for Sinners, no one's even jiggling. No one's peeking in this matter. They don't need to.
Might have heard that scope as well. I don't know how audible Shock is at the moment. Jacquino going to wrap in regardless. 1 bullet is all it will take for any one of these CT players. And yeah, Shock with the USP will close it out. 14 to 9. Sinners edging closer and closer to the win, but Fnatic, they've built up some reserves in the rounds that they've gotten here, so rebuys on the table.
Yeah, that whole round pretty much just started with the opening pick. Out from mid, there's no utility, is there? There's no flash, there's no molly to force the AWP back, and just the peek in from ladder, you're going to hit that pretty much any day of the week. And for Shock, that's exactly what they were hoping for. Opening man advantage, Zedco with a great angle on top of the banger position from the beat stairs, looking down over that smoke, dealing with Messi. And once they've got a 5v3, they just start fueling with confidence. They peek off one another. How the amount of dinks came forward, we can't really just know, can ya? Beastic, he got, what, 1 pick out at ramp? He peeked again when he was 8 or 9 HP and got another dink off, even with him being so low.
So much work being put in here by the Sinners. Fnatic. Find a responsive in soon. Still 5 rounds to make up, and they are aware of the hole they've got themselves in here. Warps in and Jacquino, native 47. Could have been a great start if the CT continued peeking, but Zedco thinks better of that and waits back behind the banger position. Beastic takes some damages. Mezzi and Jacquino try to set up here towards the BD Fall.
Great start coming through from Mezzi, and he's been finding a fair few opening kills out on the T side from the B stairs itself. Gonna get boosted up. There is another player out on B. The nade's back, gonna do some further damage.
Well, still leaning in towards scaffolding. Might reface here. Flash over his AWP shot. Gonna ring out. They're gonna know exactly where he is, and he's still blinded by Jacquino's follow-up flash. So 5 on for 3. Damage done, kills found early, and now follow-ups to open up the B site. The bomb should get planted, and I don't even think the CTs really want to go for any sort of retake here. They're back up on the A site, all the way deep in ramp. The closest man is just holding and looking for exits here to be a 10th for Fnatic.
They just don't stop buying, do they? There's so much money here for Sinners, even when you look at the situation where we've gone back and forth ever so slightly these last handful of rounds. And you look at yourself, oh, Fnatic have got to double digits there. They've got them on the ropes to the economy. Oh no, Zedco's got 3,900. Shock's got plenty. Oscar's got heaps. They'll just buy it back again.
Yeah, the Sinners camp not allowed to get a full-on round though, and that is their big thing at the moment. Fnatic closing in slower and slower. That gap getting smaller and smaller. Sinners could well be equalised here by the Fnatic camp. But like you mentioned, they've got a buyback, so there's going to be resistance all the way from the CT side.
Well, Sinners, they don't get hesitant very often, and I do enjoy that from this Czech team, is that they either make the decision, we're going to go for it, or we're not at all. And there's no sort of half-hearted, oh, maybe, we'll take a few seconds to decide. It's an instant call. And that's why we're seeing the economy just so strong, is the instant saves coming out from them. No intent on trying to get those rounds together. They are going to put some early nades out to ramp. They might want to fight for this.
Molotov's in. CT players smoking a Molotov in back here. Alex will get forced away. Still stick around ahead of this smoke to try and catch off the CT players that they go aggressive here. The further flashes will make their way in, and Beastic could get caught off. Alex going to reposition play, ringer, Rosies, and get that frag. Great positioning from him so far. He's going to also try and isolate Neofrag. Drops to 6 points of HP, trying to escape back through that smoke, and he'll just get away with his life.
Even that nade just being too late. Zedco up on the B side, has to try and deliver with the AWP, only gets away with 1.
Jacquino with a solid trade. It's all on Shock now. Backup is on the way. Incendiary off at Scaff, but they'll get here towards mid-control. Second Incendiary to try to drive Shock even further out position. Orders to stop those rotates in from the Sinner's side. Blocking each other here. Shock heard. Brolin with a swing. Shock would have heard that footstep. Sees the AWP instead. Gets that kill. And doubles up to all importantly rip apart the majority of CT presence. Neofrag in a 1v4. Caught off by Alex. And no one's allowed to save today. Despite that, Sinners still have so much cash. There's probably a force buy in for round 26.
You gotta check their airways. I think they're joking. What's going on here, mate? They started things off in the first half so well. They lost pistol. They won the force up. They gave themselves a 3-1 start in the second. And now for fnatic, they have won, what is it, 5 out of the past 6 rounds. They are really closing now.
Yeah, this is starting to get out of hand now for Sinners. Allow this 2-0 to slip into fnatic. They're going to go half-seas in this one. Kind of a hero half-seas with AWP and Oscar, but Deagles and everybody else. Of course, his hero rifle rounds, his hero walk round was fantastic in the previous map-up. This time the start comes in for Crims as Shock is caught. But Oscar still looks in the ramp default. That's where fnatic are playing.
Try and see if they can bait in a ramp peek, some sort of ramp take to come through for the T side and just get all those Deagles to surround the AWP. Beastic moving forward.
It's in. Wraps over. Brolin. 4x3. Beastic can get that kill, but Shakino there with a very solid trade. Oscar gets one better. 3 versus 3. No rifles picked up by Sinners, and none can really be gained here. Alex is going to try isolate Oscar, but he falls back. They think it might be a B play. Neofrad's going to be left as the only man out here. They're going to make their way up, and they might be able to read this backstab, or they could read onto the B site.
They have got so many options here. This is great information being relayed over. It seems that they want to bring that bomb back over to the B site itself. They do need to clear out the aggressive player in Neofrag, though.
Backstab involved for Alex. 30 seconds for it to complete itself, and he's covered himself off from that T-side player just in case. AK watching Mezzy and Crims. Crims swings. Kill found. Molotov to burst back towards Mezzy. Going to play Ringer Rosies himself, but does get the trade. Now quick responses from Oscar up at Sniper's Nest. Swings and hits. 2 kills up for him. Looking for the triple. Will it really be a hero walk round to get to map point for Sinners? 8 seconds. Mezzy's got to get this trade soon. Got to get a bomb plant as well. Zenko can also swing back. Oscar isolated. And he makes it a triple to close back for Sinners and maintain map points.
Jeez, what a round from Oscar. Just when we needed him the most, he's able to deliver in a round that's not even a full investment. They've got that AWP saved in, and he just keeps peeking back in for that ramp default. Alex looked like he had the play, even checked out to ramp. They did not know about the aggressive member of Neofrag down at that scaffolding position, down all the way to the forklift. And you'd have to imagine, Jay, that if he got caught off and wasn't able to find a frag, that could be such a different round.
Yeah, just massive. Absolutely massive there from Oscar. Again, going massive when his team needed the most. Now Neofrag can open up this round on Alex. One of 3 positive players, but Oscar top fragging by a country mile. Shock now next to get involved. Bronze head seen, sprayed up 5v3. Crim's can get caught back to 2, but he does find a responsive. They need to get so much more, however, to get this round together.
They need some magic to come through onto the server. Even for Oscar, he's putting nades down, trying to stop any sort of continuation on the mid-walk. Boost comes through for Mezzy. There is a player out to the back of the side.
Read that quad angle. Try to look on Scaff instead. Flashes forward. Player spotted. Oh, he reads Zenko. Eventually forces him out. Gets a second kill. Mezzy had to go Lino on us. Not quite. Beastic drops him. 1 HP. Still gets his second. Looking in for Crims, the last man. Should be known that bomb was dropped. Smoke to provide some cover here. 1 on 2 for Crimson. The backstab coming in for Neofrag. He doesn't even have the bomb with him.
Yeah, it's just time wasting. Knows that he needs to commit to a fight. The backstab in from Neofrag. He's the one on high HP. And for Crims, he's trying to isolate them. And they're just not really peeking forward. Now Neofrag's got right behind him. And he's going to shoot in the back. Crims wrapping over. He should be seen, and there comes the headshot. There's Neofrag with a double, and Sinners will finally close it 16-11. Not quite the choke. They got their breath back in the end, Wake, but that did get real close from fnatic in the second half.